In October of 2016, Ashley Judd delivers a TED Talk regarding the online harassment and abuse of women on the internet. By recounting her own personal experiences of abuse, Judd demonstrates to the live audience and viewers the severity of online harassment and how it can impact the mental health and well-being of victims. Judd details specific instances of abuse targeting her on Twitter and other news outlets, including being called a stupid fucking slut, whore, punk bitch, and also having a horrible death wished upon her. She discusses how these actions can have traumatic consequences for women. The notion of online harassment of women, which Ashley Judd discusses in her TED Talk, can be viewed as blatantly unethical using many schools of thought. However, this case focuses on the platform that facilitates abuse, the internet. Due to this fact, the ethics of Judd's speech and of abuse online are best analysed using a deontological framework, as the means of the abuse are a significant element of the issue. The act of abuse or trolling online is generally used to demean a certain individual or type of individual. Trolling, however, is not clearly defined within an ethical framework as moral or immoral. From the perspective of individuals like Ashley Judd, there is no doubt that abuse online is completely immoral. However, when discussing this from the perspective of trolls, the answer is not so black and white. Wilson, Fuller, and McRae discussed the motivation and mindset of trolls through this statement. To admit that you are trolling shows that you hold a target, a forum, a discussion, or a user in far lower esteem than the target holds itself. This reveals an obvious conflict of values. To own up to trolling is, moreover, a boast. As the troll, you affirm a playful mastery of internet law and practice that outstrips that of my target. Here, we can understand that actions of trolls stem from a condescending state of mind, of which the internet user, in which they feel they are superior to their target. More directly related to experiences of Ashley Judd on Twitter, however, is the article by Emma Jane regarding the abuse online, or as she refers to it, e-bile. Here, Jane proposes objectives of trolls for the aggressive abuse that individuals, particularly females, are subject to online, being to register disagreement and disapproval, test and mark the boundaries of online communities, compete and create, ward off boredom, prod for reaction, seek attention, and or simply gain enjoyment. These reasons for engaging in such aggressive and abusive behaviour online can be used to explain the behaviour patterns of individuals that have insulted Ashley Judd online, as shown on screen. Using a deontological framework for discussing this behaviour, we can determine how moral and ethical this means and type of communication is. If everyone online acted in a manner where they expressed disagreement through violent or sexually explicit forms of abuse, these incredibly popular modes of communication on various platforms would quickly become impractical. Additionally, it is through this abuse that the perpetrators are using victims such as Ashley Judd as a means for satisfying their trivial desires outlined by Emma Jane. Thus, deontological theory suggests that aggressive forms of trolling and abuse detailed in Judd's TED Talk are indeed immoral. Due to the changing nature of communication on a societal scale, Australia has had an increased focus on the legislation surrounding online harassment in recent decades. The Criminal Code Act of 1995 aims to protect individuals from cyberbullying by imposing potential punishments of fines or imprisonment. Due to the nature of this form of harassment, however, It can be difficult for individuals to be held accountable for their actions due to their anonymity. This poses difficulties providing comprehensive legal framework, meaning more of a reliance on the individuals taking responsibility for their own actions, further demonstrating the importance of the message put forth by Ashley Judd.